right now, Winona Ryder and Jenna Ortega are on the press run for Beetlejuice 2, and she has high praise for Jenna Ortega. In fact, Winona Ryder has praised Jenna Ortega so much that it's coming off as some heavy shade being thrown at Millie Bobby Brown, who was her previous most famous Gen Z co-star on Stranger Things. So first off, she said she gets frustrated that her younger co-stars aren't interested in watching movies. So here was the full quote. "I don't mean to sound so hopeless. There are a few that are just not interested in movies. Like the first thing they say is, 'How long is it?' And I just think there was such an abundance, the history of film, the history of photography. It's so rich. There's so much there. And I don't mean we should go backwards, but I wish and I hope that the younger generation will study that." She also says that she almost wept, like broke down in tears, recalling how Jenna Ortega referenced specific shots from Mikhail Kalatozov's 1964 film I Am Cuba during an early scene in Beetlejuice. This is what she's praising Jenna Ortega for.
Look, as an actor, I'm assuming that that's a good thing for her, right? Like she appreciates somebody who appreciates the art. I get it.
Sure, that's nice.
Yeah.
It just seems a little bit pretentious to the average lay person. And I think this was very clearly some shade being thrown at Millie Bobby Brown because, as we've talked about previously, Millie Bobby Brown does not watch movies. She doesn't give a flying F about movies. So here's what she said in an interview from earlier this year. "I don't watch movies. People come up to me and say, 'You should definitely watch this movie. It would change your life.' And first of all, no one has ever come up to you and said that." And I'm like, how long do I have to sit there for? Because my brain and I don't even like sitting for my own movies.
I mean, I get that, right? Like I tell you all the time, like, can you imagine having to sit back through and like listen to this podcast back?
But she word for word said,
and there's a lot of
my
actors,
first question is, how long is it?
It's very like, Gen Z.
That's just Winona Ryder hating on Gen Z's short attention spans. She was also talking about how, like, oh, I love working with the cast of Stranger Things. Like, love Finn Wolfhard, love Gaten Matarazzo.
Everyone but... ...
Like, just trailed off. Did not choose to name Millie Bobby Brown.
There was I remember this old article, 20 actors who don't watch their own work. So that's pretty common.
Watching your own movies or TV shows, that I understand.
Yeah.
I like a lot of people wouldn't do that, but like being an actor and not watching movies, period, probably bad for your craft.
Yeah.
But it's not like someone of Millie Bobby Brown's level of fame even needs to care anymore.
At this point, it won't matter.
Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it would. Okay, that's actually not necessarily true. If she wanted to move into other aspects of the industry, it would. Like, if she wants to get behind the camera, it's going to matter.
Sure, I just don't think that she necessarily has those ambitions.
Yeah.
She's selling underwear and socks, right?
Yeah.
She's selling a skincare line. She doesn't care about...
Look, I get...
It's fine. It's fine to have a pedestrian
Yeah.
like taste in movies or in literature or what have you. That's totally
A lot
fine.
of people will take issue with it, being like, oh, look, you don't have any love for the craft. You don't have any love for the industry. You're just using it as a means to an end. There's people who have criticized I've seen people criticize Batista the wrestler because he seems to have been the most non-carny of the wrestlers that moved on to acting, right? Like, he always kind of saw wrestling as a jumping off point for further career ambitions. And people in that industry might take issue with that to an extent because they believe that to pursue the industry, you have to truly love it. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't. It just means that he never saw it as the only place he wanted to end up, right? People want to move on past their initial ambitions.
But there's a problem when people equate a love for your craft with a hate for money. I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually more infuriating than anything. Equating like not having any business sense in the entertainment industry, not understanding or accepting that it's an industry as evidence that you love the art,
because
the art form
poor.
more than everyone else because you're LARPing as a tortured artist.
It's like the people who create like Kickstarters or Indiegogos, and they go through great pains to explain how they're not taking any profit from this, that it's all going back.
Yeah, it's like, why would anyone trash you for wanting to make a profit off of doing something you love? That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And that's something that most people, I hope, would support.
Yeah.
Look, I just sent you one of those TikToks, like your coworker went to film school.
Yeah,
it's literally Winona Ryder and Millie Bobby Brown.
My favorite movie is probably The Shining.
Okay, nice. 500 Days of Summer, which is cheesy, but it's very good.
Very good.
I like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. He's my favorite.
This is literally Jenna Ortega.
What was it called?
Oh, I thought you were fucking with me.
I never heard of it.
No, it's like it's a movie that does like a lot of experimental work about like mortality, and it kind of clashes a couple genres together. Do you like any films?
We go to the movies all the time.
Okay,
I love movies.
It influenced.
I didn't say movies. I said films. Okay.
It's that movie that you like. What movie do you like? You like Inside Out? I like the movie about anxiety. My favorite movie is Sonic 3.
Is that Liam?
That's Liam.
My favorite movie is Jaws.
I like the movie with the big shark because it's got the big teeth.
Jaws is like people say it's a great movie.
It's just such a NPC pick.
A lot of people like Jaws. Oh my god, Will.
I like the fish and the movie.
My favorite movies.
Guys might be my new favorite person on the internet.
He's pretty great, yeah.
Look, I mean, would that be like, I don't listen to podcasts? Does that make me like the Millie Bobby Brown of this podcast?
Kinda.
Is that what this is?
If you have a real passion for the art form of podcasting, then you would be just digesting podcast content constantly.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I listened to more and I watched more YouTube content when I didn't do it for work. Now it feels like, and the stuff that I do watch has nothing to do with the stuff we cover.
Okay, I'm totally different. I listen to YouTube videos more often than I listen to music.
I don't.
Like if they're podcasts.
I listen to a lot of music. I watch as many movies, if not more, than I did before.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, I probably listen to both podcasts and music more often than I should. But
like any time like that I used to be like, I'll get around to watching that movie. Now I kind of take it as like a twinge, like maybe you should watch it just because it can affect your further opinions.
And then it becomes a little bit of a chore.
And I don't like that. But I force myself to do it, but I can't get myself to do that with podcasts.
Right. Yeah.
I can't.
Okay. I don't know if this is like a deep cut where no one but Brett and I are going to remember this, but back during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial and people were shipping Johnny Depp with his lawyer Camille Vasquez, there was a huge barrage of fan cams coming out of the two of them trying to craft this narrative that they had intense chemistry and they were actually in love and it was so romantic. And there was this clip from one of those fan cams where I swear Johnny Depp grabs Camille Vasquez's phone charger and it's like tangled or something and he like moves it.
And it was the emoji with the crying.
It was like, it's so romantic the way that he like shows subtly that he cares, like that type of thing. That's now happening between Winona Ryder and Jenna Ortega. Apologies for like that extremely long-winded explanation.
That's the type of stuff that social media is doing. Like you don't need movies anymore.
Literal schizophrenia.
People just it's a weird type of like human pareidolia where you just see some type of thing that's not actually there.
I hate, like, I'm obsessed with their friendship. Like you shouldn't be. This is Jenna Ortega telling Winona Ryder on a red carpet to ignore the photographers telling her to take off her sunglasses.
Winona!
They are being really annoying though.
Without sunglasses, Winona!
Like that was it.
You don't have to.
That was it. That was the entire clip. It got 8 million views. Because this is how obsessed people are with hyperanalyzing someone's friendship with basically their coworker.
What's weird is like none of this translates to dollars. Like we have a weird stan culture where people micromanage and hyperanalyze everything that celebrities do when they interact with one another, but none of that's going to translate to more money.
Are you excited to see Beetlejuice this week?
It's the perfect amount of energy for me. I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Apparently, people are saying it's good.
Maybe
I hope
it'll
it is.
Get me into the Halloween spirit.
Yeah.
Some fall spirit.
Yep.
I'm indifferent though.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.